Hey, what's up there, YouTube friends? Grumpy Gamer Dad here. And this is episode 13, lucky number 13 of my shelter at home video series, miscellaneous mashups. Just to recap, I take either a pin or a Funko Pop or something Lego, combine them all together with the same theme and make a video. Consider it your coronavirus version of show and tell. Now, since we're stuck at home and we can't go outside except for the essentials, I gotta make do with what I've got. One of my favorite movies of all time was the 1984 comedy classic Ghostbusters. And so I have here a couple of Lego sets from that movie. The good one, the original, not Ghostbusters 2, not Ghostbusters Answer the Call that came out a few years ago with Chris Hemsworth. Old school OG Ghostbusters. One of my favorite movie cars of all time also is, of course, Ghostbusters Ecto-1, except no substitute. This came out in June of 2014. Now, not only do you get the really cool Ecto-1, but you also get 4 minifigures from that set. It was set number 21108, and it had 508 pieces of Lego goodness. Okay, here's a closer look at that Ghostbusters Lego Ecto-1 car. As you can see from the front, you've got the Ecto-1 license plate here. When we turn it to the side, you see the Ghostbusters logo on the side door here. You see all the cool equipment on top. Now, this had been on display in my house for quite some time, and I had to actually go back before I made this video and make sure that the roof piece was accurate to the instructions. Because over the years, it had been torn apart by kids playing with it, cats playing with it, etc. I'm sure all those pieces mean something, but if you look into the detail here, you open it up, that radio is probably not supposed to be just laying there where they'd be driving. You open up, you see the Ghostbusters little mobile command center here in Ecto-1. You got a little computer here. You got some extra ghost traps here. You've got a spare proton pack here. Now, the detail on the top piece here, all these little accoutrements, I'm sure they all have some sort of purpose. At least somebody has to know. Maybe there's Doppler radar on there. Who knows? A microwave. I don't know. This looks like Mr. Fusion from Back to the Future. You never know. This little display stand has the 4 Ghostbusters. Ray, Winston, Egon, Peter, all in their Ghostbusters finery. As I segue to the next Ghostbusters item for this video, I want to throw in something a little special, a little unique, and a little bizarre. My sons were both in the Cub Scouts, and every year they have an annual Pine Car Derby. Our family was kind of well known for coming out with really cool themed cars, and this was actually my older son's car from his last year. I used pieces of a Ghostbusters model kit. Never ever shown anybody this. It's been in my closet for a long time. This car did take first place as far as original car design. And as a little bonus, we actually did have the siren built into the car itself. This was more of a show car and not a race car. All right, so let's get into our next item then. This item is so big, it's so big that I have to move into a whole nother room of the house. This is the Lego Ghostbusters Firehouse, item number 75827. It came out in 2016. In fact, I saw on my Facebook, the memories or whatever it's called, from 4 years ago, was this bad boy as a birthday gift for my wife in 2016. It was 4,634 pieces. It had 9 minifigures. I can't even get the full building into the frame here. I'm missing actually the last 4 inches of the top. That's my thumb right there. So I have that much more firehouse. Now, it's got double doors, which are currently closed, but they do open up. You've got the firehouse number here. This fire station actually exists in New York, and it's quite iconic looking. Here is one of the ghosts, the blue ghost, who's flying around on the outside of the building. Here's everybody's favorite ghost, Slimer. He's also flying on the outside of the building, and he's got a hot dog in his hand. This purple ghost here is bubbling up out of the cracks in the sidewalk. You can see we've got some pink slime here. This firehouse actually incorporates both Ghostbusters 1 and 2. Of course, here is the ever-scary library ghost from the beginning of the film. And right here we've got the zombified taxi driver from when the ghosts break out of the containment field. Now, the purple ghost and the blue ghost aren't being counted as minifigures. The minifigures are the librarian, the taxi driver, the minions of Gozer, who I'll show you in a minute here, and of course the 4 Ghostbusters and Janine. That's a lot of minifigures. The detail on the outside is pretty amazing. These bricks made to look like actual brick and mortar bricks. These pieces are the part that gives me trauma. Each one of these edge pieces was 2 pieces, and you have to do this all throughout on both sides. Now, it's not just a cool looking Lego piece. It also opens up and it's a play set. One of the other minifigures is the Dana Barrett minifigure and the Louis Tully minifigure, both minions of Gozer. And here behind the desk you've got Janine Melnitz, the receptionist. We've got a Peter Venkman minifigure, and you can see he has been slimed, so he's a little bit different from the one that came with Ecto-1. One of the cool features about this is that Ecto-1 can actually fit inside, mostly. Here we've got the containment unit, which actually does open up. Here we've got the Ghostbusters kitchen. Here's the toaster with some slime, because they make it dance in Ghostbusters 2. Here we've got another Winston Zeddemore minifig. His look is just a little bit different. You can see that there is some difference in their uniforms now. There have been patches put on the elbows, and there's been the Ghostbusters insignia put on the ones only for the firehouse. This is a fun detail. If you look here, you see that the video game is playing. It's a Ghostbusters video game, and the Stay Puft and Marshmallow Man's here. Next to the kitchen, you've got the Ghostbusters bedroom. This is where, well, Ray has a good time with a ghost. Here's the Ghostbusters bathroom. As you can see, it's been slimed. Slimer can actually come out of the toilet if you so desired. Here's the 3rd story of the Ghostbusters work area. Here you can see Egon doing tests on Louis. They even have a detailed map of New York City and a pool table. Now from Ghostbusters 2, here you've got the photography studio with a picture of Vigo. One of my favorite things of this whole Lego set is the fact that it is a working firehouse when they buy it in Ghostbusters. And Ray, of course, has to try out this pole. One final thing that this features is the little lockers for each of the Ghostbusters. I have little proton packs in there. Ray's is actually in good shape. And Venkman's, well, there's severed heads in his. The hair for the library ghost and the extra head for Louis, apparently. That's where I decided to keep them. Well, there you go. The Lego Ghostbusters Firehouse set. In keeping with the whole idea of the miscellaneous mashups, the other Lego set, the Ecto-1 Lego set. So 2 Lego sets with the same theme mashed up. Hope you enjoyed it. That's all the time I have for this. Like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram at GrumpyGamerDad. Until next time, this is Grumpy Gamer Dad saying, bustin' makes me feel good. Stick around for more Legos, and stick around for bad dad jokes after the end credits. Alright, so at the end of Miscellaneous Mashups, episode number 13. I can't believe it, 13. So let's do some bad dad jokes, shall we? Why did the koala leave the zoo? He couldn't bear it any longer. Aww. How do you make a Swiss roll? Push him down a mountain. Why couldn't the fish log into his email? He forgot his bass word. There you go. Have a good one.